Let's get to the starting lineup for the Skyview Wolverines. Batting first is the shortstop, Ricardo Valderrama. Joel Ortega, the third baseman, hits second. Alex Alcala, the first baseman, hits third. Catcher Jonathan Pacheco is the cleanup hitter. Angel Villar, the pitcher, bats fifth. Jose Gonzalez in left hits sixth. Anthony Beltran, the center fielder, hits seventh. Armando Lozoya in right hits eighth. And Dion Pena, the second baseman, hits ninth. Opening pitch brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. And Nate Alexander delivers. And the fastball is grounded weakly on the left side. Picking it up is Alexander. Throw to first on one pitch. Valderrama is retired. And there is one down. Two locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. Ingmeyer Phillips can help you with their home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. That's Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. And that'll bring up Joel Ortega. Wind and pitch. And the breaking ball is just a little bit inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Alexander pitched very well on Saturday in the 8-4 victory. He got the win in relief over Valley. Fastball is well outside. 2 balls, no strikes. The Mustangs trying to improve to 9-0. The left-handed hitting Ortega awaits. Fastball is up and away. 3 balls and no strikes to Joel Ortega. The pitch swung on and lifted on the left side of the infield. The third baseman, Nissel Franco, makes the catch. I got to tell you, I have no idea what Ortega was doing there, swinging at a 3-0 pitch. But that's what he did, and the Mustangs will take that for sure, and there's 2 down. Yeah, you got to get on base here, especially when you're the underdog. Here's Alex Alcala from the left side. Swag and a miss at a slow breaking ball. And the count is sitting at 0-1. Alexander working quickly against the Skyview lineup. Here's the wind and pitch. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Alexander trying to blow Alcala away. And the breaking ball is grounded foul up the right side. The count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Wind and pitch. Swing and foul tipped into the glove, and Alcala strikes out. And just like that, Alexander on 9 pitches retires the side. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Skyview does not score. The Mustangs are coming to bat. This is B106 and B106.com. Mustang starting lineup brought to you by Blodorn Lumber. At blodornlumber.com, you can browse the virtual showroom, view the current sales flyer, complete a credit application, and shop the entire inventory online. Doesn't matter if you're a contractor or painting your kitchen. At Blodorn Lumber, you'll get the same friendly service and advice to make your job easier. Friendly place, serious service at Blodorn Lumber. For the Mustangs, batting first is the shortstop, David Mendez. Second baseman, Ulises Hernandez hits second. Batting third, the third baseman, Nisial Franco. James Martin's the catcher's the cleanup hitter. Batting fifth, the pitcher, Nate Alexander. Jared Bohm at first hits sixth. In right field, Jacob Frick hits seventh. The left fielder, River Barton, hits eighth. And Sergio Baquerra, the center fielder, bats ninth. Against the right-hander, Angel Villar. Skyview again 3-4 going into this game and 2-2 in league play. The Mustangs trying to improve to 9-0 on the season and 3-0 in Colorado 7 play. Stepping in will be Mendez. Mendez hitting .259 on the season, so still trying to up that average. He's certainly capable of that. Mendez, Hernandez, and Franco here in the first inning for the Mustangs. The first of 3 games in 3 days. And 2 of those are league games, including another against Skyview on Friday in Thornton. Here's the wind and pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes will set up the defense for Skyview. Alex Alcala at first, Dion Pena at second, Joel Ortega at third, Ricardo Valderrama's at short. Will set up the outfield after this pitch, the 1-0, and that's right down the middle for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jose Gonzalez is in left. Anthony Beltran in center. Armando Lozoya is in right. Jonathan Pacheco behind the plate. And Angel Villar, the right-hander, delivers the 1-1. That is low and away with a fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mendez with an open stance from the right side. And this could be better for baseball weather-wise. 2-1 pitch. swung on and popped up on the right side, twisting into foul territory. A long run for Lozoya, and he can't get to it. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Mustangs shortstop, David Mendez. And the Mustangs might not need too many runs considering the way Alexander pitched in the top of the first inning. Carrying over from what he did in pitching 3 innings, 3 very effective innings against Valley in an 8-4 win last Saturday. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Laying down the sign is Pacheco. And the pitch. Low and away with a fastball. 3-2. Yeah, Alexander took care of Skyview on 9 pitches in the opening half of this frame. It'll be a payoff pitch to Mendez. Here it is. Swung on and grounded into left field for a base hit. And just like that, Mendez ups that average with that hard grounder. And the Mustangs looking to score here in the early going with Ulises Hernandez, who's hitting .500 on the year. And he's driven in 10. That's tied for second on the team. Of course, we know who's first. James Martin's 2 hitters away. He's got plenty of, I would say lumber, but of course they use aluminum at this level. I didn't even use it at my level. I couldn't hit. All right, Hernandez stepping in from the right side. The stretch by Villar. And the pitch. The fastball is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Mendez certainly with plenty of speed as well. We'll see the Mustangs get him in motion. The stretch by Villar and a step off. Mendez this year 2 for 2 in stolen bases. A short lead at first. And the pitch runner going. Swung on and tapped foul to the screen on the slow breaking ball, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Look to the team at Valley View for rehab, short-term, or long-term care needs. Stop by 815 Fremont or call them 867-8261 Valley View Villa. You don't have to travel out of town to receive the best and most advanced hearing health care. Visit Platte Valley Hearing Center, 409 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Yeah, we started about 9 minutes tardy, but we caught up very quickly with the half inning that Alexander put together. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 on, nobody out. Mendez with a 2-step lead. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Mendez. VR with a pretty decent move. The Mustangs this year have stolen 19 bases. Here's the stretch and the offering. Fastball is up and away. Ball 2, strike 1 on Ulises Hernandez. Mendez again with a 2-step lead. VR from the stretch. And the offering runner going. The fastball up and away. The throw to second up the second base side. Mendez has the stolen base. And it's the 3rd of the season for David Mendez. Now Hernandez, Franco, or Martins can drive him in to give the Mustangs the early lead. With nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Ball 3, strike 1 to Ulises. Pacheco lays down the sign and the pitch. And that's upstairs. And Hernandez walks. Here's Missile Franco, the third baseman for the Mustangs, hitting .304 on the year. He's driven in 7. Coach Langford relaying the signs to the Mustang third baseman as he steps inside the batter's box. Mendez with a huge lead at second. The second baseman, Dion Pena, cheating a little bit towards the bag. The stretch by VR, looks back at second. Franco awaits the pitch, squaring to bunt, and it's up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And VR struggling to find a strike zone. He's thrown 12 pitches so far, 8 of them for balls. Mendez with the lead at second. At first is Ulises Hernandez. And the 1-0 pitch squaring to bunt, and he pops it up on the left side, and that's going to be caught. A basket catch in foul territory by Pacheco. Mustangs could not execute there. There's 1 down. But they still have James Martins coming up. Martins on the year, hitting .577, 2 homers and 15 RBIs. He is mashing the ball all over the yard. By the way, you can follow a pitch-by-pitch account of this game, KSIRsports.com. The pitch And the fastball is on the outside corner for a strike, thigh high, and it's 0-1. Yeah, once again, KSIRsports.com, the pitch-by-pitch account. If we're in the fifth or fourth inning, you can backtrack and find out what happened throughout the course of this game. The 0-1, and the breaking ball is popped up on the right side in foul territory. The catcher, Pacheco, is over, and it's up against the screen. The count at 0-2. Nate Alexander's on deck. The Mustangs on Saturday against Valley were very good with the small ball. They're not playing small ball here. Martins is definitely swinging away at 0-2 with a huge gap in both left center and right center. Center fielder Beltran playing straight away. The 0-2 pitch to Martins, and he takes a fastball, called strike 3 on the outer half, just above the knees. And there's 2 down. Well, let's see if Nate Alexander can come to the rescue. Alexander on the season batting .381 with 6 runs batted in. He had a big double against Valley to get the scoring started in the 8-4 win. The pitch, fastball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Mendez was at second and Hernandez at first with no outs. Now there's 2 down. Pacheco lays down the sign for his pitcher, VR. And the 1-0 offering swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Committed to serving those in production ag, Premier Farm Credit is the gold standard in ag lending and keeping community banking simple and committed to their community. Morgan Federal Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 out, the pitch. And the breaking ball is popped up in the infield. The second baseman, Pena, is in a couple of steps, makes the catch. And the inning is over. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and the Mustangs left 2 on the base paths. We head to the second inning. Fort Morgan nothing, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Skyview as we head to the second inning. No score between the Mustangs and the Wolverines from Eddie Underwood Field. Jonathan Pacheco, Angel Villar, and Jose Gonzalez against the right-hander Nate Alexander, who retired the first 3 with no problem in this game, throwing just 9 pitches. Jared Bohm over at first, Ulises Hernandez at second, Missile Franco at third. David Mendez is the shortstop to set up the infield. That first inning went so quick that didn't get that out of the way. River Barton in left, Sergio Baquerra in center, Jacob Frick in right, and James Martins, of course, behind the plate. So here we go with the right-handed hitting Pacheco stepping in against Nate Alexander to begin the second inning. Wind and pitch. Fastball is lifted into left center field. A long run to his right by Baquerra. He's under it, and he can make the catch. Went just over his glove. Rounding first is Pacheco, and he's going to stay right there. I thought Baquerra had a beat on the ball, but it just went a tad over his glove, and because the grass is thick out there, it really didn't roll too much further. So we'll give a base hit to Jonathan Pacheco. And Baquerra made an incredible play against Valley. He probably figures that was much easier than the play he made in the right center field gap. Nonetheless, Skyview's got the opening hitter on the base paths. Here's Angel Villar. Both teams with a hit in this game. The stretch, short lead at first, the pitch. Squaring to bunt, pops it foul off to the right. They counted no balls and 1 strike. For the best prices and special offers on top quality car parts and accessories, visit Central Auto Parts, 1001 West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. No balls and 1 strike to the opposing pitcher, Angel Villar. And the throw back at first, and back in diving is the courtesy runner, I should mention. That might be Isaiah Garcia over there. We'll have to check his number momentarily. The stretch by Alexander, squaring to bunt Villar, and he swings and fouls it back after he decided to swing away. The count is at 0-2. He won't be squaring to bunt here, no question. The stretch and the offering. Up and in with a fastball. Ball 1, strike 2. Only 11 players in the Skyview roster, so that courtesy runner is obviously player number 10. And that's either Garcia or Jonathan Corral. The stretch. Throw back to first. Back in diving. As Bohm could not apply the tag, it was a little bit of a late throw either way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Breaking ball is upstairs. The count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the top of the second inning from Eddie Underwood Field in Fort Morgan. No score between the Mustangs and the Skyview Wolverines. Very short lead at first. Let's see if we can get the hitter on this pitch. Swung on line, and that's a base hit into right center field. That ball's going to roll for a little while. Around second is Garcia, but he's going to stay right there. 2 hits to begin the inning for Skyview. Well, the Mustangs had the same situation half an inning ago, and Angel Villar worked his way out of it. Yeah, that's Isaiah Garcia out at second base. Running for the catcher Pacheco. Here is Jose Gonzalez. The pitch squaring to bunt, and he fouls it off the umpire's mask. No balls and 1 strike. Well, both teams struggling with a small ball here in the early going. First and second, the Mustangs had a pop-up by Franco, and now failed bunt attempts here over the last 2 hitters. But Skyview was fortunate that VR came back from being unable to bunt the ball to getting a base hit. Let's see, the bunt sign is still on for Gonzalez. 0-1, 2 on, and nobody out in the second inning. Alexander breezed through the first inning. Martins lays down the sign, setting up on the outside corner, and the throw back to second. They've got him, and Garcia's picked off. The tag was applied beautifully over there by Ulises Hernandez. That wasn't even close. Wow. That goes 1-4. And now it's a brand new inning there for Alexander. Double plays in order, the pitch. And the breaking ball is fouled off to the right. The count is at 0-2. In fact, Garcia didn't even dive back towards the bag. He knew he was out, and he just waited for Ulises to apply the tag. 0-2 to Jose Gonzalez. The stretch by Alexander and the offering. Swing and a miss. He blew the fastball right by Gonzalez. Second strikeout of the game for Nate Alexander. There's 2 down. That'll bring up Anthony Beltran. Spelled a little bit different than my last name. It's Beltron. The stretch and the pitch of the fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. To Anthony Beltran. Very short lead at first for VR. Throw back to first, back in standing is VR. Alexander getting the sign from Martins, who sets up on the inner half. The pitch. Swing and a miss with that fastball. Blew it right by him. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Alexander's all over the strike zone. He's thrown 14 of 20 pitches for strikes. And the offering. And the breaking ball is outside, and the count is at 2 balls and 1 strike. Brush's local Napa and Hardware Hanks and Small Engine Repair Shop is Hometown Auto and Hardware. Stop by and let them help you today. Hometown Auto and Hardware, 1305 Edison Street. Fastball is on the inside corner for a strike, thigh high. And the count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alexander 1 pitch away from getting out of what was a 2-on, no-out jam. The stretch, the pitch, and the breaking ball is just a little bit high. And the count goes full at 3-2. Yeah, had that had just a tad more drop, it would have been a called strike 3. VR will be taking off from first with 2 down. Alexander stretches, the pitch, swung on, fouled off to the screen, and the count stays at 3-2. You don't have to close on your house alone. Northern Colorado Title at 130 West Kiowa in Fort Morgan will provide you with a stress-free closing. That's Northern Colorado Title. Another payoff pitch coming to Anthony Beltran. Here it is. Called strike 3 with a breaking ball. Alexander strikes out 2 in the inning. No runs on 2 hits. No errors and a man left. An inning and a half complete from Fort Morgan. It's the Mustangs nothing, the Wolverines of Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. It'll be Jared Bohm, Jacob Frick, and River Barton batting in the bottom of the second for the Mustangs. They're scoreless here at home against the Skyview Wolverines in this Colorado 7 League game. The Mustangs had 2 on, nobody out in the top of the first, did not score. Skyview in the second had 2 on, nobody out. A pickoff and then a couple of strikeouts ended that threat. Bohm, the juniors, had a very nice season so far, hitting .381. He is driven in 10, tied for second on the team. Second in doubles with 3. As the first baseman will begin the bottom of the second for the Mustangs against right-hander Angel Villar with an open stance. Big, strong right-handed hitter for Fort Morgan. Awaiting the first pitch at the bottom of the second, and here it is from Villar, and the breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Once again, you can follow us pitch by pitch. KSIRsports.com. Just click on the link. You'll know what happened from the first pitch to now. Swung on and fouled straight back on the breaking ball. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike to Jared Bohm. Pacheco lays down the sign. And the offering in the dirt all the way to the screen. Ball 2, strike 1 to Jared Bohm. Pacheco again with the sign. And the pitch by VR. Swung on. That ball is popped up on the left side and twisting into foul territory. Way foul, in fact. The count at 2-2. Well, the Mustangs have made VR work. He threw 19 pitches in the opening frame. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind and pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. And Bohm strikes out. And there's 1 down. That'll bring up Jacob Frick. The senior batting .500 on the year, driven in 10. Yeah, VR, nice job of mixing in the fastball with a breaking ball. Frick hitting with an open stance. The Mustang right fielder awaits the pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. With River Barton waiting to hit next. The wind and the 1-0. Swung on and grounded to short. Ricardo Balderrama bobbles the baseball, picks it up. He throws to first late. And Jacob Frick will reach on the error by Ricardo Balderrama. And that is the first error of the game by either side. Here is River Barton. Barton hitting .333. He's only had 3 at-bats this season, getting a start here this afternoon. Has had 5 plate appearances. The senior with an open stance awaits the pitch by VR. In the dirt, scooped up by Pacheco. 1 ball and no strikes. Jacob Frick with a 2-step lead at first. And the 1-0 offering. Fastball is just a little bit low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to the senior left fielder, River Barton. The 8th place hitter in the lineup. VR needs to throw it in the strike zone. And he does on the outside corner, thigh high. And it's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. No score, Fort Morgan and Skyview in the bottom of the second inning. The pitch, runner going, swung on and popped up on the right side. Frick has got to go right back to the bag. The first baseman, Alex Alcala, makes the catch on the edge of the grass, and Frick races back to first. And there's 2 down in the bottom of the second. Good idea, but the Mustangs couldn't execute the way they wanted to. That'll bring up Sergio Baquerra, hitting .182. Well, maybe Frick will be in motion right now. Well, the one thing, in speaking with head coach Josh Langford earlier this week, he wanted his team to do 2 things. Hit the ball a little bit better because they only had 6 hits against Valley on Saturday, and their fielding was not good with 4 errors. And the fastball low and away. Oh, strike. Ooh, that's a late call. It's 0-1. The ball's already in the pitcher's glove when it was motioned as a strike to Sergio Baquerra. The stretch. And the 0-1. Swung on. That ball is fisted right back through the pitcher towards the second baseman. The pick up the throw to first. And safe as Dion Pena made the play. But Baquerra got down the line on that squibber. And it's a base hit on the slow roller by Sergio Baquerra. Here is David Mendez. The Mustangs have their second hit of the game. The first one came from Mendez. A base hit in the opening frame. So for the second straight inning, the Mustangs have runners at first and second. The pitch. Fastball upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. To David Mendez. At second is Frick. Baquerra leads off of first. And the 1-0. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner at the knees. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mendez 259 going into the game, but again he got a base hit in the opening frame. And the 1-1. And he takes it low. Ball gets away from Pacheco, but only about less than a foot to his left, so no advance. Ball 2, strike 1. The Mustangs are looking for the game's first run as we're in the bottom of the second inning. VR stretches. VR delivers. Swung on and popped up in the infield. The shortstop Balderrama now gives way to the second baseman Pena, who makes the catch 2 steps in on the grass. And the inning is over. The Mustangs with no runs on 1 hit. There was an error and 2 men left. 2 complete in Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan nothing, Skyview nothing. You're listening to Mustang Baseball on B106 and B106.com. We head to the third inning at Eddie Underwood Field. No score between the Mustangs and the Skyview Wolverines. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters for Skyview. Armando Lozoya, Dion Pena, and Ricardo Balderrama against the starter Nate Alexander. Alexander allowed 2 hits in the second inning, but a pickoff and a couple of strikeouts. He's got 3 in the game, got him out of that jam. Lozoya steps in for Skyview. And Alexander's first pitch of the third is a breaking ball bunted foul off to the right of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Mustangs will face a very tough foe tomorrow in Sterling, which is 5-0. That's a 4 o'clock start on B106 and B106.com. The fastball is bounced to the plate, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike on Armando Lozoya. Alexander works, and the 1-1 pitch, and he bunts it up the first base side foul. That was a defensive bunt as the ball was riding in on the right-handed hitter. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, and the breaking ball is low and away. 2-2 to Armando Lozoya. Wind and offering. That is a called strike 3 with a fastball just below the letter. Strikeout number 4 for Nate Alexander, and there's 1 down in the third inning for the second baseman Dion Pena. The Mustangs so far have stranded 4, and Skyview has stranded just 1. The pitch, fastball right there for a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. Here's the wind and the 0-1 offering, and the breaking ball is just outside. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Boy, this is about as open a stance as you can get here for Pena. The pitch and the sidearm curveball is just a little bit high. Ball 2, strike 1. Wind by Alexander. The pitch, swing and a miss. He threw the fastball right by Pena. The count is level at 2-2. Already 4 strikeouts for the senior, looking for number 5 with this one. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled. Oh, boy, that's as late a swing as you can take. And the count remains at 2-2. That was headed towards the first base dugout occupied by Skyview. Here comes pitch number 36 for Nate Alexander. It's a 2-2 to the second baseman, Dion Pena. Swing and a miss, a ball in the dirt. Martins will pick it up, and he will throw to first to record the out. That's strikeout number 5 for Nate Alexander. 2 down. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Ricardo Valderrama. 0 for 1. He grounded back to Alexander on the first pitch of the game. Valderrama awaits the pitch. Swing and a miss on a ball that was up near his eyes. Count is at 0-1. Letter jackets, T-shirts, and more. 302 Main Street in Fort Morgan for all of your sports apparel. Bijou T-Quest. Wind in the 0-1 pitch. The breaking ball is just a little bit up and away, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. To Ricardo Valderrama. Steps in. The wind and the offering. The breaking ball is tapped foul. The count at 1-2. Committed to serving those in production ag. Premier Farm Credit is the gold standard in ag lending. Alexander had a 1-2-3 first. Now he's retired the first 2 hitters of the third, as Martins will have a conversation. And that might just be, and he might have got a piece of that ball somewhere around the hand, and he's maybe just buying time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The base is empty here in the third inning. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Martin's setting up in his usual post. And the 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. He blew the fastball right by him, and Nate Alexander strikes out the side in order in the third. We head to the bottom of the third. Fort Morgan nothing, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back with you from Fort Morgan. No score between the Mustangs and Wolverines as we head to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Mustangs. Ulysses Hernandez, Missile Franco, and James Martins against right-hander Angel Villar. Both teams have 2 hits, and Skyview has committed the game's only error. Skyview has stranded 1. The Mustangs have had their opportunities. They have stranded 4 in the game, 2 in each of the first 2 innings. And here is Hernandez, who walked. Pacheco setting up on the outside, the pitch. And that fastball is up and away. Ulises hitting .500 going into the game, and he's still at .500 after the opening inning walk. And the 1-0 over the plate but low, and it's 2-0. To the Mustangs' second baseman. 2 balls, no strikes. Hernandez awaits the pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. 2-1. They haven't figured out VR yet. He's been all over the place. 21 strikes and 18 balls, and that almost makes it harder for the opposing team. They're not sure when he's going to throw a strike, but he hasn't given up a run, and that is low with a fastball. It's 3-1. Stubbs Gas and Oil at I-76 and Highway 39 in Wiggins. Don't delay and get there to see why convenience is Stubbs' middle name, Stubbs Gas and Oil. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Swing and fouled off the end of the bat towards the screen. And the count is at 3-2 to the opening hitter of the bottom of the third inning, Ulises Hernandez. Followed by Franco and the big slugger, James Martins. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The offering swung on, hit slowly on the ground towards the shortstop, Valderrama, and he throws to first in time. And retired is Ulises Hernandez, and there's 1 down. Yeah, the Mustangs are just, they got to be a little bit more patient. A good swing, but just a little bit out in front, and they're not hitting the meat of the bat. VR just deceptively effective right now. Here is Franco, whose bunt attempt was caught by the catcher Pacheco in the first inning. Wind and pitch. Swing and a miss and a ball up at the letters. And it's 0-1. Pacheco lays down the sign. And the offering. Fastball is way outside, and the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. These teams will hook up again on Friday. Radio-only game on B106. It'll be 4 o'clock from Thornton. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and the base is empty. The pitch. The breaking ball is a beauty right down the middle. Strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes to the Mustang third baseman. Scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Wind and pitch upstairs with a fastball. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, if you don't know what's happened so far in this game, just go to KSIRsports.com, click on today's game. You can follow it pitch by pitch. And the 2-2. Fouled on the slow curve. Franco stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The base is empty. Franco digs back in, hitting with that closed stance from the right side. And the offering upstairs with a heater. 3-2 to Franco, and you need Martins up there with somebody on base. Very tough to have your big guy up there with nobody on base, so it's imperative for Franco to get on with 1 out. And the payoff pitch in the dirt, and Franco walks. Now James Martins will step in. Martins struck out looking uncharacteristically in his first at bat. He's already got 2 homers and 15 runs batted in on the season. With 1 out and 1 on in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2.5-step lead for Franco. The pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner at the knees. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Martins awaits the pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. Boy, that really stretched the plate. That looked like it kind of missed from here, but the count is at 0-2 to James Martins, who struck out on 3 pitches in his first at-bat. He's got to protect here. Runner going. Swung on, driven, and over the shortstop's glove into left field. Valderrama nearly made the catch, rounding second, headed to third as Franco. The throw is going to hit the runner, and on the throw heading to second is James Martins. Well, that was not a very wise play over there. Trying to nail Franco at third. He had the bag rather easily, and that allowed Martins to advance an extra base. So now the Mustangs have runners at second and third. Yeah, Jose Gonzalez, the left fielder, should have thrown that ball to second. There was no chance to get Franco there. He had way too much momentum as he was running on the play. And because of that, the Mustangs have a huge opportunity to score the game's first run or runs. Nate Alexander popped out to the second baseman Pena in his first at bat. The pitch, and the ball's in the dirt on the breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Fort Morgan had a big 5-run inning against Valley, which broke open a close game in that 8-4 win. This could be their big inning right now. No score in the bottom of the 3rd with 1 out and 2 on, both in scoring position. And the offering, up and away. Took something off of that. It's 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Franco at third. Martins at second. The stretch. And the offering in the dirt. And that's a balk. And that's because VR did not pause at all. It was a continuous motion by VR. And the Mustangs take a 1-0 lead as Franco scores from third. We'll have, let's see, Cody Roth, the field umpire, explaining it to one of the Skyview coaches. But, yeah, he clearly didn't come to a stop. So the count is at 2 balls and no strikes. That was no pitch on that play. And the Mustangs with a 1-0 lead and a balk. Alexander awaits the pitch very high. And it's 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes to Nate Alexander. The stretch And the offering. And took something off it, but it's high, and Alexander walks. The Mustangs with runners at first and third for Jared Bohm. Bohm in his first at bat struck out swinging. One thing about Bohm, he's got the best initials on the team, as he bats with 1 out and 2 on and a run in here in the bottom of the third inning. Martin's at third, Alexander at first. The stretch by VR. And the pitch. And that's a strike. Took something off it on the outside corner, thigh high. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike. Bohm having a solid season, 381 going into the game. Runners take their leads. Alexander's running. Swung on and fouled straight back. The count is at 0-2 to Jared Bohm. Alexander could take off again and force a throw by Pacheco. Off of third is Martins. At first is Alexander. Stretch by VR. And the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. And Bohm strikes out for the second time, and there's 2 down. That'll bring up Jacob Frick, who reached on an error by the shortstop Ricardo Valderrama in his opening at bat. Well, now I think Alexander's definitely going to run sometime soon to get 2 runners in scoring position for the right fielder. With an open stance is Frick. Step off by VR. Mustangs and Sterling Tigers tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Even a nicer day tomorrow, maybe about a few degrees warmer. And the pitch. Swing and fouled back on a ball up in the zone. No balls and 1 strike to Jacob Frick. Yeah, Fort Morgan's already stranded 4, and if they don't score again, they'll strand 6 through 3. The stretch by VR. And the pitch. Fastball is a strike. Wow. That was pretty far outside, but it was called a strike. Alexander with a delayed steal is at second base. Of course, we don't have a perfect angle here, but that looked like it was a little bit off the plate. Nonetheless, Frick has to protect. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 1 in. And the pitch swung on and tapped foul up the third base side. The count remains at 0-2 to the Mustang right fielder, Jacob Frick. 1-0 Fort Morgan on a balk by Angel Villar, scoring Missile Franco. It'll be another 0-2 pitch to Frick. And here it is. In the dirt, and Pacheco makes a nice play. That would have been an easy run had the ball gotten away. Instead, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think he was surprised the ball was in his glove or close to him as he turned around and it was right there. 1-2 to Jacob Frick. The stretch. And VR delivers upstairs with a fastball. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, let's see what Frick can do with a 2-2. Got to watch for that outside pitch. The offering upstairs. 3-2. Yeah, you'd like some breathing room for Nate Alexander, who's thrown 3 very effective innings, struck out the side in order in the third. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. The stretch. The pitch to Frick. And he swings and misses, and the inning is over. The Mustangs do score a run in the inning, and they score the run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. They have stranded 6 through 3. Fort Morgan 1, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. We head to the top of the 4th inning in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs with a 1-0 lead over Skyview. James Martins had the big single, advancing Missile Franco to third. He would score on an Angel Villar balk. And Nate Alexander has done the rest for the Mustangs as he has struck out 6, including the side in order in the third. And we begin The fourth inning here for Skyview. With the left-handed hitter Joel Adega, and the fastball's in there for a strike on the inner half at the knees. It's 0-1. Adega popped up to third in the first inning, and the pitch is upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hitting with an open stance from the left side. The pitch by Alexander. Fastball is just outside. 2-1. Adega waits. The 2-1 offering. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by him, and the count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Skyview with 2 hits and Fort Morgan with 3. And the pitch. That is just inside with a breaking ball. It's 3-2. Money pitch coming up for Nate Alexander. And here it is. Inside with a fastball, and Adega walks to begin the fourth. That'll send up Alex Alcala, one of 6 strikeout victims in this game. Also hitting from the left side. Alexander gets the sign. And the pitch swung on and popped up towards the pitcher, Alexander, who's going to make the play. The third baseman, Franco, in front of the mound, makes the catch. And there's 1 down. One down in the top of the fourth inning. The right-handed hitting Jonathan Pacheco will step in. Pacheco had a base hit in his first at-bat that led off the second inning. The stretch by Alexander. The pitch. And the breaking ball is hit towards the second baseman. Diving play by Hernandez. Throws to first and doubled off as Adega. Uli with a dive to his left. An outstanding defensive play. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Fort Morgan 1, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs lead the Skyview Wolverines 1-0 as Uli Hernandez with an excellent double play, diving to his left and doubling off the runner. This is KPRB Brush Fort Morgan, Morgan County's B106, as the Mustangs are trying to improve to 9-0 overall and 3-0 in Colorado 7 play, but got to get the offense going a little bit more. They've stranded 6 in the game, and they will send up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, River Barton, Sergio Baquerra, and David Mendez against the right-hander Angel Villar, who has thrown 66 pitches in the game and only 36 for strikes. River Barton popped to second in his opening at bat. Wind and pitch, and that is a little bit low and in. Took something off it. It's 1-0 to River Barton. The wind by VR, the offering, and that fastball's right there for a strike on the outer half at the knees, and the count is level at 1-1. Only 5 hits in the game, 2 from Skyview and 3 by Fort Morgan. And the 1-1 pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. VR has really survived in this game as the Mustangs have threatened in every inning. The pitch. Strike at the knees on the outer half. It's 2-2 as he went back with a fastball. It'll be a 2-2 pitch coming up to River Barton, the Mustang left fielder. Here it is. Down and in with a breaking ball. And the count is at 3-2. A big pitch for VR if he wants to extend himself. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Valderrama is right there. Sets, throws, and there's 1 down in the bottom of the fourth inning as River Barton is retired. That'll bring up Sergio Baquerra. Yeah, you look at VR's line. He struck out 4 and walked 3. And certainly pitching effectively enough, squaring to bunt. And the fastball is a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. Sergio had a base hit, an infield hit in his first at-bat. And he awaits the 0-1 offering. Swung on and fisted foul off to the right and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. This game is moving along very quickly. 56 minutes, and we're nearly 4 innings deep. And we even started at 9 minutes tardy. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out and the base is empty in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Mustangs lead the Skyview Wolverines in Fort Morgan 1-0. It's an 0-2 pitch to Baquerra. And here it is. Swung on. That ball is driven down the line and left and way back there. It's going to stream into foul territory. And it's just out of play. A diving attempt over there by Gonzalez, but it's going to remain at 0-2. Well, Sergio gave that a ride. It obviously did not have home run distance, but could hit that on the line. It would have been an easy double. And that was certainly a mistake pitch by VR. 0-2. You give him something fat to hit. He's back in the box with an open stance. And the 0-2. And the breaking ball is up and away. Ball 1, strike 2. Awaiting is Baquerra. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a curveball. And Sergio strikes out. Strikeout number 5 already for Angel Villar. And here is Mendez, who singled and popped out. He is 1 for 2 in the game. And the Mustangs have had one really solid hit. That came from James Martins 1 inning ago. The pitch, fastball, a strike, outside corner, thigh high, and it is 0-1. BR gets the sign. And the offering. The breaking ball is up and away, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. This will be the 80th pitch of the game, thrown by the right-hander Angel Villar. 1-1. He bounces it in there. It's 2-1. Serving you the best coffees, lattes, and smoothies. Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies, 921 Edison Street in Brush, open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. To better serve you and ready to make your favorite specialty drink or offer a sweet treat, Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies. Fastball, outside corner, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Mendez. Again, officially 1 for 2 in the game. Pacheco lays down the sign. And the offering. And the breaking ball is high. 3-2. The Mustangs have had at least 2 base runners in every inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball up and in. 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of the 4th inning for Angel Villar. We have played 4 as we'll head to the 5th after the break. Fort Morgan 1, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back with you at Fort Morgan. 1-0. The Mustangs lead here in the top of the 5th inning. Nate Alexander's thrown just 48 pitches, 31 for strikes, 17 for balls unofficially. Angel Villar, Jose Gonzalez, and Anthony Beltran, 5, 6, and 7 in the 5th. And Villar had a base hit in his first at-bat, 1 of 2 by the Wolverines in this game. Wind and pitch, and he bounces it all the way to the screen on the breaking ball. It's 1-0. Yeah, Alexander's got plenty left in the tank, considering that this will only be the 50th pitch he's thrown, and we're in the 5th inning. The offering. Right there for a strike. Took something off it on the inner half. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the opposing pitcher, Angel Villar, hitting from the right side. The pitch. The breaking ball is right there. Outside corner, strike 2 at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. How about another strikeout for Nate Alexander? 1-2 pitch. And he taps it foul on a check swing to the screen. The count remains at 1-2 to Angel Villar. Alexander struck out 6 in the game. Fastball is up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looking for strikeout number 7. The wind and the pitch. Breaking ball bounces all the way to the backstop. It's 3-2. Alexander began the 4th inning walking the opening hitter. He got out of that jam and had that line drive double play hit by Pacheco, which Ulysses Hernandez turned. It'll be a payoff pitch to VR. Here it is. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Count remains at 3-2. Accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night, when they do. Every second counts. As a Level 3 trauma center, Colorado Plains Medical Center can handle any kind of emergency. Colorado Plains Medical Center, bringing quality care to the community. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball called, strike 3, right down the middle. It froze VR. There's one down. Well, that was a thing of beauty. Here's Jose Gonzalez, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Another right-handed hitter. Alexander just dominating the Skyview lineup. Working on a 2-hitter. The pitch. Fastball is down and away. You've got these 3 seniors at the top of the rotation. Mendez, Alexander, and Hernandez. The pitch. And the breaking ball rides inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Laying down the sign is James Martins. And the 2-0. Fastball is high. 3-0. 2-1 on the board unless I missed something. We'll find out when the count is revealed here. The pitch. It's right there for a strike. Yeah, I got it at 3-1 and not whatever the board said. Now it says 3-1. Wind pitch to Gonzalez. Swing and a miss on a fastball down at the knees. 3-2. With 1 out and the bases empty in the 5th inning. Fort Morgan holds a 1-0 lead over Skyview. A 3-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up into shallow right field. To his right is Jacob Frick. He's under it. Makes the 2-handed grab and there's 2 down. And for Skyview, they will send up Anthony Beltran, who struck out looking in his first plate appearance. Alexander's on a nice run right now. The side in order in the 4th. He's retired the first 2 here in the 5th. Here's the wind and pitch. Fastball rides inside. 1 ball and no strikes. To Anthony Beltran. And the offering, breaking ball, is a little bit high. 2-0 to the Skyview center fielder. The offering, swing and a miss on a ball up and in. Beltran did Alexander a favor. That more than likely would have been 3-0, but now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Alexander kicks and fires. Curb on a fastball, a strike. He swung right through it. It's 2-2. Went with a heater. Second straight inning, Alexander can retire the side in order. Wind, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Alexander strikes out Beltran. It's a 1-2-3 5th inning. 4.5 complete from Fort Morgan. It's the Mustangs 1, the Skyview Wolverines 0 on B106 and B106.com. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Mustangs holding on to a 1-0 lead over Skyview. Ulysses Hernandez, Missile Franco, and James Martins batting here for the Mustangs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ulysses walked and grounded to short, so he is 0 for 1. 3 hits for Fort Morgan, 2 for Skyview. Well, let's see, the Mustangs can give Alexander some insurance. Mustangs scored their lone run in the 3rd on a balk, plating Franco. Hernandez awaits the first pitch at the bottom of the fifth inning from Angel Villar. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Wind and pitch. Took something off it. Low and away. 2-0. Fort Morgan was retired in order in the fourth inning. First time that happened in this game. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and popped up into foul territory. The catcher Pacheco towards the screen. He's got some room, but the ball falls behind him. Or unless it hit the screen. Either way, it's 2-1. And Ulysses has that at-bat extended. Don't let finances stand in your way of pursuing your college education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. It'll get you on the right track and find out what options are available to help you. No matter what age you are at MCC, you can imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goal. Morgan Community College. Wind and pitch. Swung on and drilled towards left center field. That one's going to drop for a base hit. Beyond the diving left fielder Jose Gonzalez, and the Mustangs have their fourth hit of the game. Ulysses is now 1 for 2. Let's see if that gets something started. As stepping in will be Missile Franco, has popped out and walked. He is 0 for 1. Yeah, second run is huge in this game with the way that Alexander is controlling the Skyview lineup. The stretch and the offering. Upstairs with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes to Franco. Short lead at first for Ulysses. The pitch. Swing and a miss with a fastball. The count is level at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Franco. And the throw back to first, and safe. Boy, that was awfully close. Ulysses back in diving. And the Mustangs want to get that runner in scoring position. They have stolen 20 bases, 21 bases this year. The stretch and the pitch up and away. Ball 2, strike 1. Fort Morgan leads in the bottom of the fifth inning, 1-0 over Skyview. On a balk plating, the hitter right here, Franco, and that came in the third inning. 2-step lead for Uli. The pitch runner going, the curveball is upstairs, and the throw back towards second on a hop. And an easy stolen base for Ulises Hernandez. Well, the Mustangs have exactly what they want. A runner in scoring position, a hitter's count, 3 balls and 1 strike. And Angel Villar could be tiring. This is pitch number 92 coming up for the Skyview right-hander. He gets the sign. And the offering. Swing and a miss. He threw the fastball by Missile. It's 3-2. If he could go the other way, there's a huge hole because the second baseman, Pena, is cheating a little bit towards the bag. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up into right field. To his right is Lozoya coming in, and he drops the ball. Advancing to third is Hernandez. That'll be an error on the right fielder. That was a very awkward attempt at the baseball. Should have made the basket catch maybe, but either way, the Mustangs are trying to capitalize on the error, which advances the runner to third and Hernandez and plates Franco at first. Here's James Martins, who has struck out looking and singled. You would think a second run is pretty much guaranteed here in the fifth inning. Runners take their leads at the corners. 2-step lead for Franco at first. And the pitch to Martins. Swing and a miss. He opened up that stance, and he was trying to make it 4-0 with 1 swing. No balls and 1 strike. Again, the gap is much bigger in right center than it is in left center. The offering. up and away with a heater. And now going to second is Franco to throw, and he's going to be in there. A delayed steal, and it paid off. Now second and third with nobody out. 1 ball and 1 strike to James Martins, with the Mustangs holding a 1-0 lead here in the 5th inning. Stretched by VR. And the pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. Count at 1-2. Yeah, James he's opening up that left hip. When you do that and the pitch is located on the outside, you're not going to hit the ball well. He's got to close that left hip a little bit more. 1-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Pacheco's going to have to throw out Martins, and he does. The runners have to stay put. So there's 1 down. And the Mustangs will be sending up Nate Alexander. He can help his own cause here. He's 0 for 1. He popped out and walked. I don't know how VR's done it. He's been in all types of trouble, and yet he's allowed just 1 run. The Mustangs have failed to capitalize on so many occasions. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. For VR, that was his 6th strikeout of the game. 1-0 to Alexander. And he swings and fouls it off to the right. Yeah, I think Coach Langford wants his team to go the other way. You can pull the ball, but he's throwing everything on the outer half. If you wait just a little bit longer, there's a huge gap on the right side. 1-1 offering. Fastball is high. Ball 2, strike 1 to Nate Alexander with 1 out and 2 on and a 1-0 Fort Morgan lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mustangs attempting to improve to 9-0. 2-1 pitch. Fastball is high. 3-1. This will be the 102nd pitch of the game for Angel Villar. Runners take their leads. And the offering. Swung on and popped up in foul territory on the right side. Alcala, the first baseman, cannot make the play as it goes out of play. 3-2. This is a huge pitch for VR. Again, they only have 11 players in the roster, so you can't throw too many pitchers here. And the offering. Swung on and grounded left side into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. Martins around third. The throw towards the plate. Pacheco applies the tag and out. On the play is Missile Franco as Ulysses scored, and of course Martins was already out previously. But anyway, it's 2-0 on the RBI single from Nate Alexander. A perfect throw by the left fielder Jose Gonzalez as Alexander advances to second on the throw home. So the good news, the Mustangs do lead this game. Now 2-0. And we have a pinch hitter here. And that is Wes Anderson hitting from the left side. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on and driven deep to right field. Way back is Lozoya to the track. And it is a home run. A 2-run blast by the junior Wes Anderson. And the Mustangs now lead by a score of 4-0. Holy mahungus, that was a bomb over the right field fence by Wes Anderson. Here is Jacob Frick. And a lot of breathing room now for Nate Alexander. Frick in the game is 0 for 2. Reached on an air and struck out swinging. And let me tell you, it's not easy coming off the bench. That was Alexander's first pitch that he saw in the game. And he just stroked that baby. Good reason not to park just beyond the fence, even though I don't think it struck a vehicle. So Frick inside the box. With 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Wind and pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball in the outer half. It's 0-1. Well, that changed this game all of a sudden. 2-0 is still a game. 4-0 is still a game, but with the way Alexander's pitching, I'd be stunned if Skyview even threatened. And the offering up and away, and the count is level at 1-1 to Jacob Frick. Hitting with an open stance. Line and offering. Swung on and popped foul and off to the right. The count is at 1-2. Well, the Mustangs with an all right-handed hitting lineup, and they use the pinch hitter Anderson, who hits from the left side. And he sent that to the next county. Here's the wind and the 1-2. Upstairs with a fastball. It's 2-2. VR will throw the 109th pitch of the game for him. The offering. Curveball called strike 3 right down the middle. And the inning is over. However, the Mustangs have stretched the lead out. They scored 3 runs on 3 hits, including a 2-run bomb by Wes Anderson, 1 error, and the bases were left empty. We head to the 6th inning. It's Fort Morgan 4, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs are 6 outs away, that is, from securing their 9th victory of the year as they lead Skyview by a score of 4-0. 4-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. Nate Alexander will face the 8-9-1 hitters Armando Lozoya, Dejan Pena, and Ricardo Valderrama. Lozoya struck out looking in his first at bat. Alexander's retired 5 in a row, and he has struck out 8 in the game. He continues that, and he's going to go the distance without an issue. He feels very comfortable now against this lineup for Skyview. He will have to face the harder of the order in the 7th, unless Skyview threatens somehow here in the 6th. With the 8 strikeouts, he's only walked 1. That was a leadoff walk that he walked out of. And he bunts it up the right side. Alexander will field it, and he will tag the hitter going by. And there is 1 down. 1 down here in the 6th inning for Dejan Pena. He was one of 8 strikeout victims by Alexander. Alexander's now retired 6 in a row. Wind and pitch. Bounces it in. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mustangs with 1 in the 3rd and 3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. The senior right-hander gets the sign and delivers. Bounces that one in. 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes to Dejan Pena, the 9th place hitter for Skyview. Deep breath by Alexander. And the offering. Fastball is outside. Took something off it, actually. It's 3-0. Hey, you let Skyview put it in play. They haven't had a hit, I believe, since the 2nd inning. They've only got 2 in the game. The pitch. Right there. Took something off it. It's a strike. Ball 3, strike 1 to Dejan Pena. Alexander, another deep breath. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Bounces that one in there. It's the 2nd walk issued in the game by Nate Alexander. Here's Ricardo Valderrama, who was 0 for 2. He grounded out and struck out swinging. Mustangs will be at double play depth. They haven't had to play too much defense because of the number of strikeouts Alexander's generated, but Ulises Hernandez made a nice play, doubling off Pacheco. Throw back to first, back and diving is Pena. Yeah, they'll work on that pickoff play a little bit here. He's already picked off a runner. And apparently there was a balk. No? Cody Roth is he signaling a balk or not? Nope. I have no idea what that was about, but either way, the game will continue here momentarily. Valderrama's yet to see a pitch. Well, he's been standing inside the box with 1 out and 1 on. 4-0 Fort Morgan in the top of the 6th inning. And the offering in the dirt, scooped up nicely by James Martins. It's 1-0. It's certainly not the number of pitches Alexander's thrown, only 74. He should have a lot left in that arm. 1-0. That's a strike. Whoa. That's a ball, apparently. I don't know where that missed, but it looked pretty good from here. Ball 2. Looked like it was over the plate at the knees. I have no idea where that missed. Apparently the strike zone is redefined. 2 balls, no strikes. Stretch and offering. That's got to be a strike. And it is. Right down the middle with a fastball. 2-1. With 1 out and 1 on. The Mustangs up by 4 in the top of the 6th inning in a league game here against Skyview from Fort Morgan. The offering. Swung on and driven towards left center field. Baquera to his right. Dives, and he makes the catch. He tries to double up the runner. No, he'll hold the baseball as Baquera makes the catch in left center field, robbing Ricardo Valderrama of a base hit. And there's 2 down. That's the second diving play he's made in his many games after he came up with one on Saturday in right center field. Here's Joel Adega, who was 0 for 1. He popped out and walked. Mustangs just 4 outs away now. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Alexander stretches. He pitches. Upstairs again, 2-0. Mustangs scored a run in the 3rd on a balk. Then an RBI single. As the throw back to first and back in diving is Pena. Gave them a 2-0 lead, then a 2-run homer by Wes Anderson, and that's where we're at 4-0. And the pitch, the breaking ball is down and in. It's 3-0. Yeah, this is the 1 inning. Alexander struggled a bit with his control. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 on, 2 down. The offering. Fastball is upstairs. Second walk issued in the inning by Alexander, 3rd of the game. First and second for Alex Alcala, who struck out swinging and popped out, so he's 0 for 2. James Martin's in the infield out to pay a visit to the Mustang right-hander. Hopefully he's okay. I mean, he's already bending at the waist a little bit. I don't know. He might be hurt. Yeah, he's almost reacting out there like if he got hurt. And Josh Langford will walk to the mound to check out the status of his pitcher. But that looks like an injury. Because he looks like he's in a little bit of pain. We'll see if that's the case. Alexander's thrown 81 pitches in the game. Well, we'll find out if he can continue. As the conversation continues on the mound. See if Alexander can finish the inning. And Alexander is out of the game, and we'll take a break with him. The Mustang pitching change brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Let the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life, home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555. A 2-minute break. Fort Morgan 4, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. Uli Hernandez is the new pitcher for Fort Morgan, 1-0 record of 2.55 ERA, 11 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts and 9 walks. Or check that, 16 strikeouts and 7 walks. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch, the sidearm fastball, is outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Alex Alcala, who is 0 for 2 in the game. If he reaches, the tying run is on deck. The Mustangs lead 4-0 here in the 6th inning. At second is Dion Pena. Joel Artegas at first. And the offering, well, way outside with a breaking ball. Short arm, that one is 3-0. 3-0 to Alcala. He'll be taking all the way. Stretch. Throw back to first. And he's back in there. Good move, but no doubt that Arteaga was safe over there. 3 balls and no strikes to Alex Alcala. And the offering. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. It's 3-1. Runners take their leads. Ulysses looks back and delivers. Swung on and fisted foul off to the left. 3-2, and the runners will be going on this pitch with 2 down and a full count in the top of the 6th inning. Three and two. The pitch swung on and grounded on the right side. The first baseman, Anderson, tosses to the pitcher covering. The inning is over. Well, they threatened. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left. 5.5. Fort Morgan 4, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th inning. John Beltran back with you from Fort Morgan. The Mustangs lead the Skyview Wolverines 4-0 as River Barton will be followed by Sergio Baquerra and David Mendez. Mustangs led 1-0 after 3. And then came the 3-run 5th inning. So they got that RBI single from Nate Alexander. And then the 2-run homer by Wes Anderson. Barton in the game has popped out and grounded out, so he's 0 for 2. Angel Villar with a rubber arm will throw pitch number 110. He doesn't throw particularly hard, and that's why you can extend yourself quite a bit. So Barton inside the batter's box. Wind by Villar in the pitch. That's a fastball for a strike on the outer half of the knees. It's 0-1. And the offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. 0-2 to River Barton. B&B Appliance at 502 Ensign in Fort Morgan can help you save water, energy, and the environment without sacrificing quality and performance. Change for the better with B&B Appliance. And the 0-2 to Barton. Fastball is up and away. Ball 1, strike 2 to the Mustang left fielder. Pacheco lays down the sign, sets up on the outside corner, and the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and popped foul off to the right again. Okay, count stays at 1-2. We'll have a brief post-game show following an anticipated Mustang victory. One ball, 2 strikes to Barton, and the offering. Swung on and popped up foul on the left side and out of play. So Barton extending the at-bat. Maintaining this 1 ball, 2 strike count against Angel Villar. Looking for the complete game, even in a loss. Pretty impressive. Tough to carry just 11 men on the roster. That puts all the pressure on the pitchers. And the 1-2 in the dirt with a breaking ball. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Skyview's not had a runner past second in the game. Had runners at first and second 1 inning ago and obviously did not score. 2-2 offering. Curveball is a little bit high. 3-2. Now VR thought he had strike 3. Three balls and 2 strikes to River Barton. Wine and offering. Fastball is low. Barton walks. Here's Sergio Baquerra. Sergio with a single, and he struck out swinging. He's 1 for 2. Well, with a 4-0 lead, I think you would expect maybe some small ball right here. A little bunt and advance the runner to second and then set it up for Mendez and Ulysses. Let's see if Baqueta is going to bunt the stretch. Squaring to bunt. And he lays it up right in front of the plate. Picked up by Pacheco. He will throw to second. A little bit high and late. And that'll be a fielder's choice. No base hit. Just a fielder's choice. Now first and second with nobody out. And here comes David Mendez. Mendez, a single, popped out and struck out. He's 1 for 3. Well, you could play small ball again and advance the runners again. The third baseman, Artega's playing even with the bag. And the offering squaring to bunt. The fastball's down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fort Morgan with a 4-0 lead over Skyview. At second is Barton. Baqueras at first. The stretch by Villar. And the offering squaring to bunt, and he waves at it and misses it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Fort Morgan with only 6 hits in the game. That's what they had on Saturday, but the pitching is so good. Has been so good today that they've been able to get away with it. 1-1 to Mendez. And the offering, squaring to bunt, lays it out right towards the pitcher. He'll pick it up, look to third, throw to first in time. Sacrifice is successful. 1-3. And 2 runners in scoring position now. It'll be Ulysses Hernandez batting for the Mustangs. 1 for 2, a walk. He grounded out and he singled. The stretch and the offering. Fastball down and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Mustangs with 1 in the 3rd and 3 in the 5th. They hold a 4-0 lead on the Skyview Wolverine team. Hernandez has also scored a run in the game. The offering, swing and a miss on a fastball down and away. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. At third is Barton. At second is Baqueta. Barton walked. And Baqueta reached on a fielder's choice. The pitch, down and away. Ball 2, strike 1. Well, Villar's throwing more than most major league pitchers, no question about it. This will be the 125th pitch of the game for the right-hander. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The stretch. And Villar delivers. And the breaking ball is high. 3-1 with Franco on deck. Three balls and 1 strike to Hernandez. Slightly open stance. The pitch, up and away. And the Mustangs have loaded the bases. Here is Misial Franco, known as Missile Franco. First baseman Alcala pays a visit to the hill just to calm down Villar. But now the Mustangs can break this wide open. They're already up 4-0. A balk scoring Franco in the 3rd. An RBI single by Alexander in the 5th and a 2-run homer by Wes Anderson. Franco has popped out, walked, and reached on an error. He is 0 for 2. The infield's playing halfway. The pitch, and the breaking ball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Looks like we could see some activity in the bullpen, players moving around there. Again, there's only 2 because there's 9 on the field for Skyview, a very thin roster. 1 ball, no strikes. The stretch. And Franco awaits the pitch. Fastball is up and away. 2-0. Mustangs looking to stretch out this 4-0 lead. And now we'll have a visit to the hill. Let's see if that's going to be it for Villar. He's got to be awfully tired out there. He's walked 2 in the inning. But no change as of yet. This is a long, slow, methodical, deliberate, turtle-like walk to the hill. Hopefully this will be a short conversation. If it's as long as the walk, we'll be here till tomorrow. 4-0 Mustangs. Bases loaded, 2-0 to Franco here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And let's see what VR has left. I mean, there's nobody warming up now for Skyview along the bullpen. Pitcher and catcher talking now, and it looks like Viad's going to stay in there. And Franco will be back in that box momentarily. At third for the Mustangs is River Barton. Baquerra at second, Ulysses Hernandez at first. 4-0 Fort Morgan here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Franco to step in. And James Martins is on deck. He could make this a 9-0 game if somehow Franco reaches. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. He threw it right by him. 2-1. Now the middle of the infield's a double play depth for Skyview. 2 balls, 1 strike. The offering. Swing and a miss. Threw the fastball right by Franco again. 2-2. Well, that rest certainly helped VR. He needed those extra steps taken by the manager. Pacheco lays down the sign. The stretch. And a 2-2. Swung on and fouled back. Count remains, that is, a 2-2 to Missile Franco. The bases are loaded for Fort Morgan. The Mustangs have stranded 6 in the game. Those were all over the first 3 innings. Did not strand anybody in the 4th and 5th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and the bases are full of Mustangs. The stretch, and Viad delivers. Upstairs with a fastball. It's 3-2. Nowhere to put him. This will be the 133rd pitch thrown by VR. At this point, my right arm is getting tired, because that's a lot. The offering. He walked him upstairs. Scoring for the Mustangs is River Barton, and they lead 5-0. Here is James Martins. Martins has struck out twice and singled. And with the way it's going, you got Tony Zwedzig on deck. They could end this game in the 6th inning if they score 5 more runs. That's certainly a possibility. Pitch by Viad. Up and away with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, when you only have 11 players, I mean, how many pitchers do you have? Not too many. If we see Viad on Friday, I'll probably faint. There's no way he can throw another pitch between now and next week. 1-0. Swung on and popped up. On the left side should be the infield fly rule, and out is automatically recorded, and the catch is made over there at third base by Ortega, and there's 2 down. Yeah, that was a big swing by James, and he was retired on the pop-up. Here is Tony Zwedzig hitting for the first time in the game. He came into the game when Alexander was taken off the hill. Ulysses went from second to the mound, and now Zwedzig with his first at bat. The stretch with the bases loaded. And the pitch. Up and away with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Zwedzig hitting .250 coming into the contest. Looking to extend the Mustang lead. 1-0. Fastball is down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. To Tony Zwedzig. Baquerra at third. Ulysses at second. Franco at first. VR's got to come in with a strike here with a 2-0 count, and he doesn't. Very hard to follow through as he throws that fastball upstairs when you've thrown that many pitches. 3 balls and no strikes. The 139th pitch being thrown by Villar. And he steps off. Of course, that doesn't count pickoff attempts, warm-ups. So he's probably thrown the ball over 300 times on this day. Zwedzig awaits the 3-0. Fastball right there for a strike. It's 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Mustangs with a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. The game was moving along swiftly, but is slowed down in this frame. The stretch. 3-1. Swung on line foul off to the right. It's 3-2. To Tony Zwedzig. Zwedzig, a junior. Well, if he gets a base hit, it'll score at least 2 because the runners are going to be going. If he hits it in the gap, it should clear the bases. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Mustangs have 1 across on a bases-loaded walk. To Missile Franco. The pitch to Tony Zwedzig, and here it is. Swung on and popped up on the right side. The first baseman, Alcala, into the grass in foul territory, makes the catch. And the inning is over, and the Mustangs have stranded 9 in the game for Fort Morgan. In the bottom half of the 6th inning, they score a run. No hits, no errors, and 3 men left. We go to the 7th. Fort Morgan 5, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. Ulysses Hernandez back on the hill for the Mustangs as we go to the top half of the 7th inning. Fort Morgan leading Skyview by a score of 5-0. It'll be the heart of the order, 4, 5, and 6, Pacheco, Villad, and Gonzalez. Pacheco is singled and hit into a line drive double play. The pitch and the breaking ball is inside. Approaching the top of the hour, this is KPRB, Brush Fort Morgan, 106.3, Morgan County's B106, 1-0. Swing and a miss on that sidearm fastball up and in. The count is level at 1-1. Yeah, Angel Villar did an incredible job today for Skyview. Swung on line towards center field. Baquerra has to play it on a hop. And it's a base hit for Jonathan Pacheco, who in the game is now 2 for 3. 141 pitches thrown by Villar. That is insane. And that'll bring up Villar himself. He's 1 for 2, singled and struck out looking. Stretch by Yuli. The pitch up and away with a sidearm fastball. It's 1-0. Mustang post-game show coming up as soon as the Mustangs can wrap up this victory. Swung on and grounded left side. The third baseman, Franco, to second. That's 1. And the throw to first. That is 2. 5-4-3 double play. And there is 2 down here in the 7th inning. Here is Jose Gonzalez. Struck out swinging and popped up. And by the way, for Uli, I believe this would be recorded as a save. He had the tying run on deck when he came into the game, and that fastball went behind the hitter Gonzalez, who struck out and popped out. 0 for 2 in the game. Gonzalez settles back in. 1-0 pitch. Slow breaking ball is outside. 2-0. Again, we remind you we'll be back in action tomorrow right here on B106 and B106.com against Sterling at 4 o'clock. Fastball rides inside. 3-0 to the left fielder Jose Gonzalez. Alexander has started. Hernandez trying to finish, and that ball hit him. Boy, really just struggled badly against that hitter. Here's Anthony Beltran, who has struck out twice. That base hit by Pacheco was just the 3rd in the game for Skyview. Mustangs are just 1 out away from wrapping up their 9th victory of the year and improving to 3-0 in the Colorado 7. Skyview is going to fall to 2-3 in league play, 3-5 overall, and that pitch is a little bit low and in with a sidearm fastball. Uli wondering where it missed, and so am I. 1 ball, no strikes. The stretch and the offering. Swing and a miss with a fastball at the knees, and the count is level at 1-1. Mustangs have turned a couple of double plays today. One by Hernandez against Pacheco. Throw back to first, back in diving is Gonzalez. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down. 5-0 Fort Morgan over Skyview here in the top of the 7th. The pitch. Breaking ball bounces in, scooped up nicely by Martins. Ball 2, strike 1.
Good job, James.
Yeah, at this point, just don't even worry about the base runner. You've pretty much got things under control with Gonzalez, or check that with Beltran, who was struck out twice. Swung on and grounded slowly on the left side and picked up by the pitcher. Long throw to first, and that's going to be in time! Beltran not getting down that line as quickly as he wanted to, and the game is over. No runs on one hit. No errors and a man left. The Mustangs have won the game by a score of 5-0. Welcome to the Mustang post-game show. It's brought to you by High Plains Bank and Wiggins. The friendly staff at High Plains Bank and Wiggins can assist you with a home loan, equity line of credit, commercial loan, or checking account to receive hometown service in a higher plane. Visit High Plains Bank today. For the Mustangs, 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors. They left 9 on base. No runs on 3 hits for Skyview, 2 errors. They left 4 on base. The winning pitcher was Nate Alexander, very effective, pitched into the 6th inning, and he struck out 8. Angel Villado threw 141 pitches and struck out 6, takes the loss. The save goes to Yuli Hernandez. The time of the game, 1 hour and 54 minutes. The Mustangs with a victory improved to 3-0 in league play, 9-0 overall. And as for Skyview, 2-3 in Colorado 7 play, 3-5 on the season. Mustangs took a 1-0 lead on a balk, which scored a run. It scored Missile Franco in the 3rd inning. Nate Alexander with an RBI single in the 5th inning, followed by a 2-run homer from Wes Anderson, made it 4-0. And then Franco was issued a bases-loaded walk in the 6th inning. That was the scoring as the Mustangs win the game. Great job by our sound engineer and producer, Trenton Klimper. I'm John Beltran. The final score, once again, from Eddie Underwood Field in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs 5, the Skyview Wolverines nothing. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 4 o'clock when the Mustangs take on Sterling right here in Fort Morgan on B106 and B106.com.